Buen dia!
Good day.
I'm Crispin,
I'm Basilio.
and we are going to discuss the most famous poem of Jose Rizal, the Mi Ultimo Adios.
Or in English, My Last Farewell. Let's start.
Historical background. The Mi Ultimo Adios is a poem written by Philippine national hero Jose Rizal on the eve of his execution on December 30, 1896.
Another that he had written before his death was found in his shoe, but because the text could not be read, it remains a mystery. Ano kaya yun, partner? Bakit
Ewan ko
siya
din, partner.
hindi mabasa?
On the afternoon of December 29, 1896, a day before his execution, Dr. Jose Rizal was visited by his mother, Teodora Alonzo, sisters Lucia, Josefa, Trinidad, Maria, and Narcisa, and two nephews. When they took their leave, Rizal told Trinidad in English that there was something in the small alcove stove, cusinilla, not alcohol lamp, lamparilla. The stove was given to Narcisa by the guard when the party was about to board their carriage in the courtyard.
He told Trinidad in English, so the guards would not understand, that there was something inside the lamp. That something turned out to be a small paper measuring 9.5 by 15 centimeters, written both sides and folded several times for insertion in the lamp's fuel tank drained of its alcohol content. This is the picture of the old alcohol stove.
It is so ancient.
Yes.
Makaluma.
So old, aesthetic partner.
Perfect.
Yeah.
At home, the Rizal ladies recovered from the stove a folded paper. On it was written an unsigned, untitled, and undated poem of 14 five-line stanzas. The Rizals reproduced copies of the poem and sent them to Rizal's friends in the country and abroad.
In 1897, Mariano Ponce in Hong Kong had a poem printed with the title Mi Ultimo Pensamiento. Father Mariano Dacanay, who received a copy of the poem while a prisoner in Bilibid or jail, published it in the first issue of La Independencia on September 25, 1898, with the title Ultimo Adios. The lamp was not delivered until after the execution. Rizal needed it to light the room and to be able to write poem and his other parting words. Mariano Ponce had the poem published in Hong Kong and gave it the title Mi Ultimo Pensamiento.
Father Mariano Dacanay, a Filipino priest, gave the poem of the title Ultimo Adios, so the poem came to be known as Mi Ultimo Adios or My Last Farewell.
Oh, partner, dun pala nanggaling ang title na Mi Ultimo Adios.
Yes.
So, historic.
After the execution of Rizal, Josephine Bracken with Rizal's brother Pasiano and sister Trinidad came at past 1 o'clock in the afternoon of December 30, 1896 at San Francisco de Malabon, now is General Trias. Andres Bonifacio, the Katipunan Supremo, received the Rizals himself at the house of Mrs. Estefania Potente where he was staying.
The Supremo was requested by Rizal to translate Rizal's poem to Tagalog. Bonifacio asked if he could keep for some time a copy of Rizal's poem so that he could translate it into Tagalog with the assistance of Diego Mojica, president of the Popular Council Magtiis, and local Cavite poet and writer in Tagalog. This was the translated version of Andres Bonifacio. It is titled Pahimakas ni Dr. Jose Rizal.
So this is the summary of Mi Ultimo Adios. It is about the last message of Rizal for the Philippines, his friends and family, to prayerful men, and to the next generation Filipinos. The poem begins in a farewell statement and Rizal's assurance of a willful death. It shows the Philippines as the most beautiful place, then proceeds to battlefields and honorary death. The third stanza, the Rizal recognizes his death and encourages the Philippines to pour out his blood if it needed be. The fourth and fifth stanzas emphasizes Rizal's youth, play, and soaring dreams that concludes a cry of pre-execution sentiments. So the next stanza will be continued by
Stanza, Rizal likens his soul to that of a simple, humble flower amidst thick grasses. The use of this comparison says a lot about how Rizal sees himself as a timid, simple, humble, surrounded by the unrelenting forces of society. On the eighth stanza, he enumerates the moon, the dawn, the wind, and the bird to pay homage to his grave, yet does not mention close friends or specific people. Perhaps it is a simple image of his reunion with nature that he wants to bring to mind, or it is also an expression of the loneliness and isolation that he has felt and continues to feel in his fight for freedom. On the ninth stanza, Rizal beseeches his country to pray that his soul may rest in God, in the line with the Roman Catholic belief that all men are sinners and that salvation is to be earned and cannot be determined before the grave. On the 10th stanza, he gives his motherland a list of the things he wishes her to pray for. He remembers all of the martyrs who have suffered the same fate as he will, who died for their country, the mothers, wives, and the children they have left behind, who suffer no less for being abandoned. 11th stanza, Rizal doesn't imagine that a monument would eventually be built over his grave and has pictured his final resting place as a humble cemetery where he shall, even after death, sing a song of devotion for his motherland. On the 12th stanza, Rizal wishes to then be applauded by man when his grave is no longer remembered and be scattered as he returns to be part of the dust that covers the land he died for. On the 13th stanza, Rizal envisions that once he has returned to her in this manner, it will no longer matter if the country forgets him because he will be with her everywhere, as dust in the atmosphere, blowing in the skies, in the wind, and still singing songs and murmuring words of devotion. On the last stanza of Mi Ultimo Adios, Rizal now finally mentions specific people, which is parents, brothers, friends of his childhood, and it's him saying goodbye to all.
Mi Ultimo Adios was Rizal's poetic tribute, his last farewell to the country he loved so much. Rizal died without seeing the dawn of a new day, yet he did see the dawning of a new democracy in our country. It was his last farewell, a farewell of the old system, to tyranny and to oppression. Certainly, let's analyze Mi Ultimo Adios by Dr. Jose Rizal in the context of contemporary Philippine issues. First, colonial history and identity. Rizal's poem reflects the struggles of the Filipino people under Spanish colonization. Today, the Philippines faces challenges in reclaiming and asserting its own cultural identity in the face of globalization and neo-colonial influences. The poem reminds Filipinos of their rich heritage and the importance of preserving their cultural roots. Second, national sovereignty and independence. Rizal's desire for freedom and his sacrifice for the country resonate with the ongoing pursuit of national sovereignty. In the contemporary context, the Philippines continues to grapple with territorial disputes, foreign interventions, and economic dependencies. The poem reminds Filipinos to be vigilant in protecting their territorial integrity and asserting their rights as a sovereign nation. Third, socio-economic inequality. Rizal's call for justice and equality is relevant today as Philippines grapples with socio-economic disparities. The country faces challenges such as poverty, uneven wealth distribution, and lack of access to basic services. Rizal's poem reminds Filipinos to address these issues and work towards a more inclusive and equitable society. Rizal's Mi Ultimo Adios has a huge impact on the masses, not only in the Philippines but also to different countries around the world. It became an inspirational speech to some nations declaring for independence or equal rights for the country and the people. Mi Ultimo Adios became the last push to the nation aiming towards independence and equal rights.
Political corruption and governance. Rizal's poem emphasizes the importance of good governance and the fight against corruption. In the contemporary Philippine context, corruption remains a significant challenge. The poem serves as a reminder that true progress can only be achieved through honest and accountable leadership. 5. Human rights and social justice. Rizal's advocacy for human rights and social justice remains relevant today. The Philippines faces issues such as extrajudicial killing, violation of civil liberties, and social inequality. The poem encourages Filipinos to continue advocating for justice, fairness, and the protection of human rights for all citizens. By analyzing Mi Ultimo Adios in the context of contemporary Philippine issues, we can draw connections between Rizal's timeless message and the ongoing challenges faced by the country. The poem serves as a powerful reminder of the struggles, aspirations, and responsibilities of the Filipino people in shaping a just, independent, and prosperous nation.
In conclusion, the poem serves as a testament to Rizal's commitment to his ideals and his unyielding spirit, even in the face of imminent martyrdom. It encapsulates his love for his homeland and his longing for freedom, justice, and progress. Rizal expresses his desire for the Filipino people to remember him and continue the fight for the independence, urging them to not let his sacrifice be in vain. In Mi Ultimo Adios, Rizal expresses his profound love for his homeland, the Philippines, and his deep sorrow at the state of his beloved country under Spanish colonial rule. He portrays the Philippines as a beautiful land with a rich history and culture that deserves to be free from oppression and tyranny. Through his words, Rizal instilled a sense of national pride and called for the unity among his fellow Filipinos. Mi Ultimo Adios is a significant literary work that encapsulates the spirit of a national hero and serves as a rallying cry for the Filipino people. It stands as a testament to Rizal's love for his country, his unwavering dedication to his principles, and his enduring legacy as a catalyst for change. Mi Ultimo Adios, huling tula ng ating pambansang bayaning Dr. Jose Protasio Rizal ay naglalaman ng malalim na kahulugan, hindi lamang pamamaalam sa kanyang mga mahal sa buhay, pagbibigay pugay sa bansang tinubuan, at sa mga nagsakripisyo ng buhay para sa ating kalayaan. Tayo mga kabataan, tayo ang may responsibilidad na unawain at intindihin ng mabuti kung ano ang nilalaman ng kanyang tula. Ito ay pahabilin sa anyong pamamaalam. Dapat nating mapatunayan na talagang ang kabataan ang pag-asa ng bayan. Ito lamang po sa grupo Mi Ultimo Adios. Salamat.